You're tuning in to 1111 VC Firm Podcast. We're on episode 4. We have a special guest, Corey, co-founder of the Culture Junkies.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, Marquis. I appreciate you.
Welcome. Yeah. So for those who don't know, could you explain, what the Culture Junkies is about?
Absolutely. So the Culture Junkies is, I would like to say, a cultural brand, a brand for the people. I feel like it's something that we all could resonate with as far as, what our respective demographic is and what it is that we're trying to do for it. I mean, overall, it's an event production company with capabilities of, being so much more down the line. A lot of people is going to have to stay tuned with everything that we have going on. We got some wonderful things in store, and we're just, cracking open all our creative ideas and portals and, trying to touch different avenues, what it is that we're doing, but it's definitely started from parties. So we're based in Oakland.
Are you trying to scale to other areas, other cities?
Absolutely. Other cities, other countries, but that all takes time, and we're definitely putting the pieces together in order to make that happen.
Can you speak on your most recent events?
So more recent events, I would say, so we just had one in January with our homegirl, DJ Lex Appeal, called Woo. Women helping.
Shout out to DJ Lex Appeal.
Shout out DJ Lex Appeal. That's little sis. So basically, that was about, that brand is called Women Helping to Empower Women. That was a collaborative event. We actually have another one coming up this upcoming Saturday at the same location as the last one, the Gallery Art Bar, 310 14th Street, Oakland, California. But that was our last event. Great turnout. It was sponsored by Martell Cognac. Shout out to our boy Anthony Tribb, good friend of ours over at Martell Cognac, Avion, Tequila, and Jameson. Great turnout, great experience. Everybody had a great time. We keeping it moving with this upcoming one. Should be better than the last one.
Right. So just tell me how you got started. Like, how did you get into this industry of just event production?
That's a great question. I mean, so basically what happened was me and four of my other partners at the time, we was at a party.
Okay.
We, we all met up. We figured, hey, why don't we do our own thing and see if we could come up with it. It took us first off, it took a while to even come up with the brand name. But once we came up with the brand name, the Culture Junkies was like, oh, okay. And then we just took everything from there. But a lot of us within the group, we started off as 5. We're now at 3 founders. Shout out to the other 2 founders that started with us.
Shout them out. What's their names?
That's Sean York, and that's Amber Todd. And Amber Todd. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all.
Shout out Amber Todd.
So from there, we started the Culture Junkies. That was like around May 5th of 2017. Okay. We had our first party that July. So me personally, as a founder, and they'll tell you this, if anybody decides to ask, I didn't have any expectations. It was just like, okay, we're going to promote the flyer. We're going to, do what we need to do on our end as far as marketing, secure the venue. Shout out to Leech Spirit Lounge. We appreciate you guys for giving us the opportunity.
Shout out Leech.
And then from there, the event was just a total smack out. It was like
walk me through this first event.
So the first event, I remember it clear as day. It was just crazy how okay, it's 3:00, doors open, people started coming in, small amounts of people coming in, hanging out, just trying to see what's going on, music blasting. Mm-hmm. Who was the DJs at that one? I know for a fact it was DJ Shellheart. Shout out DJ Shellheart.
Shout out DJ Shellheart.
Shout out Big Cali.
Shout out Big Cali.
I forgot the third person. The third DJ. Please do not kill me. I love you. Oh my God, I forgot the third DJ. But overall, it was a great party, right? A great introduction. So what happened was, it's again 3:00, 3:30. Not a lot of people in there, but it's picking up. Okay. 4:30 comes. More people are coming. 5:30 comes. Oh my God.
Snowball effect.
Crazy.
Man.
By 6:30, 7:00, listen, security had to stand on top of tables to manage the crowd. Man, listen, and it was still people outside of the venue trying to get in. It was like it was just a tidal wave for people, and we just like, oh my God.
How was that feeling?
I'm like, well, we got one.
Let's
We got ourselves a business, people.
keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. And
Yeah.
so from there, it was just an amazing summer. It was an amazing summer. We did a Halloween party shortly after the day parties that we did with Dage. Shout out to Dage, doing this thing. That was just crazy. Our first ever Freak Fest. Like that first 7 months was just, oh my God. It was just unbelievable. Like it definitely made you feel glad. It made you feel good, to be a business owner, a Black business owner at that. You really felt like you was really doing something that the culture really needed, and that the culture really appreciated. And from there, it's just been nonstop. Just working at it and just trying to get better at what we do.
What drives you? Like, what motivates you to get better at what you do every day?
Man, I mean, for me personally, as a business owner, it's just trying to test the waters and seeing what's possible out there. It's like once you it's just like working out, right? Once you get a taste of results, you don't want to stop you, and you just want to keep going. Now, granted, you're gonna come across moments where it's like you're not seeing the results you want, and there's ups and downs. It's part of business.
Right.
But as long as people see the value in what it is that you're doing, they're going to come out. You're going to have a good time. Things are going to keep going. And for us, it's just all about just keeping to improve on everything that we've done, prior and now, and just keep moving upward.
Right. And what you just spoke on, you're adding value to the people collectively.
Yes.
I think that's a big point. And the reason why I asked that is because you know how you said that it took you a long time to get started in the beginning.
Yes.
And that drove you to start something that you didn't really expect to be something, but you wanted to add value to it. You wanted to better people and having a good time while doing it.
One thing I'll chime in and say is it's not like I didn't expect, any good to come out of it. I just came into the whole thing just with no expectations. Because sometimes when you come in, because sometimes when you're starting out a business, or when you're, trying to go from idea generation to idea execution, what happens is you build up all of these expectations in your mind. And then with these expectations that come in mind, it becomes more of an emotional pull towards those expectations. And what happens is when you focus so much on the expectations to where you may not get the results that you want, you get bogged down by it, and you get frustrated and you get mad. And some people sometimes give up, which is okay sometimes. But I just wanted to go into it with no expectation. No matter what happened, it's only the first one. We're going to keep going no matter what. And even if the turnout wasn't what it was, we were still confident in knowing that we were going to get the results we were going to get, regardless.
Right. You produce those results.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And
no expectations.
And it goes back to what you were saying, not to cut you off, and I do apologize, Marquis. It's all about building value. Once you build value with people, because a lot of people get caught up with thinking, okay, money first, money first, money first. But the thing is, you're not going to get money from what it is that you're doing if you don't create value first. If you think about the iPhone, right? The reason why people like the iPhone so much, once you take away the capabilities and things like that, first and foremost, it's a nice looking phone. The aesthetics of the phone looks nice. So the product already from a value perspective aesthetically looks nice. Then when you think about the technological capabilities that come with, the purchase of an iPhone, then it's like, okay, that creates even more value. And then when everybody else around it, recognize, the value of this specific phone, it could be an iPhone, it could be a Samsung, Android, whatever. What's going to happen is, like, it goes back to what you said, a snowball effect. It creates a snowball effect. And then it creates brand loyalty after that. So definitely big on value.
And how can people get started, with throwing events, or people that want to throw like party events or professional events, or people, trying to look to get into this industry?
Well, the thing is, I mean, there's no barrier to entry as far
Mm-hmm.
as putting together your own events and things like that. The main thing is, one, I would say get started.
Okay.
Just do it. Right? Just do it. Put together a plan. Try to find try to find out what your niche is. Like a lot of people, just go into it like, okay, I'm gonna just do it and get going and get started. That's great. But just make sure that you have a solid plan before you get into it, because the market is a very huge market, and in certain niches it's oversaturated. So it's important to find your niche and stick with that niche until what you're doing is fruitful from a profit standpoint, but also from an impact standpoint as well, from your corner of the world. And so yeah, that's all that it is. It's just more so getting started and just finding your niche, and making sure that it makes sense across the board with everything that you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
always understand that you're going to have your wins, you're going to have your losses, but your losses is really lessons. If you apply those losses correctly, they'll
Mm-hmm.
become wins. So yeah.
That's awesome. Could you speak on, like, just walk me through, like, how do you throw an event? So, like, how do you contact the venue? How do you acquire permits? Like, the right way to do things.
So now I won't give out all of the tidbits on that. People could DM me, or people can stay tuned to my Culture Junkies brand and see how that's possible. But a few tidbits that I would give is that when you're first off, when you're looking for venues,
Mm-hmm.
do your research on the venues very extensively, right? You don't want to just do an event at a venue that may not fit what it is that you're trying to do, right? You want to figure out, okay, what are some of the top venues? What kind of events have these venues done? Like, look into their event calendars, try to see like, okay, hey, this seems like a great place. Let me see their event calendar. Okay, well, what's my timeline as far as when I want to put together an event? Because the thing is, with putting together your own events is you're the boss, so nothing's going to move, without you putting everything in motion yourself. So with the venues alone is just find out which venues work for you, and then try to find a contact information, and let them know what it is, who you are, and what it is that you're trying to do, and set up a good time to talk to the venue owner and see how it makes sense.
And usually, do you put up the money up front, or do you make ticket sales? Or
I mean, there's multiple ways you could do it. So
okay,
you can do ticket sales. Some venues, depending on how new you are, they will require upfront deposit.
okay,
That's something automatically that'll scare some people away.
mm-hmm.
And if it does scare you away, then maybe this shouldn't be something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some venues require a deposit. Now, with that deposit, there's bar tabs that you have to bar minimums that you have to hit, with your event and things like that. But once that's hit, then some bar venues, they'll give you a percentage of the door. I mean, not door, but the bar. For the most part, brands, they get majority of their money at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, and online ticket sales. So, yeah.
And as far as like DJs goes, how does that work? Trying to get music entertainment,
Yeah.
or trying to hire live bands.
Yeah. So our brand respectively, we haven't done like a lot of like live performances for our events. I mean, in the future that may change. But DJs per se, it is all about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about who you know, and what relationships that you have with these prospective DJs, what it is that you're trying to do. But also understand that these DJs are not free.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cost some money in order to book, DJs for a certain amount of hours. You also have to understand that what's your budget, because DJs are going to ask you, what's your budget? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and if it makes sense what it is, that they're available for, they'll do it. If it's not, then they won't. But there's so many, there's a plethora of DJs, for any type of genre, for any type of event. It's just all about looking for the right ones and building the right relationships, and then going from there.
Mm-hmm. And trying to foster those relationships and carrying them on.
Exactly, foster them, and keep building them up from there. Because once you build the relationship, because the DJs, I swear, like DJs are very important. You gotta respect the DJs, because the DJs are like the lifeline of your event.
Mm-hmm.
They're the curator of the vibes. So you always have to, with DJs, not only give them their respect, but definitely make them feel like their time is valued.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you book them for your event, and also make sure that you pay them on time too.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they're coming to your event to provide a service. Once those services have been rendered, they expect their payment. And if you don't meet that payment, well, that could be very detrimental to your reputation. So, yeah.
Right. And can you speak on like just like the wrong things to do? Because we talked about the right things to do and like the wrong things to do, and like your bad experiences that you had, and that that you could tell other people so they can improve on throwing events.
I mean, it's always, I just understand. One thing I would say is, as far as the wrong things to do is not really understanding your timeline as far as like how often you want to put together events.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I think every brand goes through this sometime, where it's like, you may try to do too much as far as putting together too many events, within like a monthly timetable or a quarterly timetable. And you may have some that make money, you have some that don't. You may have some that really blossom, you may have some that are like really crash and burn. Nobody's exempt from that. But one thing I will say is, as far as the don'ts, is don't waste nobody's time. Don't waste nobody's time. Whether it's the DJs, whether it's, the venue owners trying to secure an event, and you lock in a date. Like, once you lock in a date with a venue, you have to commit to that. If you cannot commit to that, let the venue owner know ahead of time, so that another promoter could come in and put together an event. I would also say that what you should try to not do is, again, like I talked about as far as payment, start people out as far as the payments. Like, everybody has to get paid. Everybody eats.
Right.
And you have to live by that creed when you're putting together events. Because when you think about it this way, right, when you're doing events, this is really just a starting point. Like, this is like business 101. Like, if you have a company, no matter what industry you're in, and you have employees and they do a job for you, it's important to pay them. So make sure that you pay people. Always be professional. Be on time with everything. And another don't is, just because you have a few parties that have been successful and things like that, it doesn't mean that you made it. Always stay humble. Keep your ego and your pride in check, and just understand that what it is that you're doing. Everybody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's watching. So if everybody's watching, make sure that your not only is your events on point, but also make sure that you're on point when you're moving around, with whether it's your event or, going to other people's events and things like that. Always make sure that your reputation stays intact.
Cool. So I was going to ask you, what's your favorite event so far? Like from the previous year, because we're still new into 2020.
Yeah, previous, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. That I personally made it to. I would say, dang, it was a couple. I don't even have a favorite one from last year. Like, there was a few that were just like, I can't really give like a solid answer on that. I think
top three.
Top three. Damn, you really gonna ask me this question?
That just made you personally elated. We got one. We got three.
Right, we got three. So one thing I would say is top three. Okay, you're gonna really make me answer this question. That's a great question. So I would say top three. So one was for sure my business partner, Cam. It was his birthday party. That one was a good one. That was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say, what was the other two? Oh man, I definitely liked our anniversary party. So our anniversary party, we had Capolo perform, we had Offset Jim perform, All Black he performed. That was a good one. That was definitely litty. What was the last one? Then I would kind of say one more, because it's like three more after that I could really name. Then I would say I'll probably say the New Year's Eve party. New Year's Eve party was cool. It was nice.
Next question is why?
Woo wee.
Was
I mean,
the
for different,
turnout, you know?
well, I mean, of course, for any type of event, the turnouts is always nice. So I would say for the anniversary party. So we do that every year. Kind of like just like our hey, Black ownership, kind of like excellence type of thing. So that one was like the first time that we really had like performers like really really perform. It was at Blue Dream in West Oakland. It was a great turnout. Everybody had a good time. It was a locally star-studded event. Like you had the likes of Cool John and representatives from HBK. You had Young Murph the Kid. You had RBC Bugsy there. Rest in peace to the king. That was just dope. Then on top of that, me and my business partners, we was on top of stage, popping bottles and stuff like that. So that's what it's all about for us. When you put in the hard work and you get to, celebrate your hard work, with success, that's important. My little brother Cam's birthday celebration, that was dope. That was just like, I feel like that was kind of like a follow up in my mind to like our anniversary party. It was definitely some reputable individuals in the building. We had the likes of Darrell Wright, former NBA player, that was there. We had, of course, well, that was my correction. My apologies. That was DJ Shellhart and Cam's birthday party. So I can't just say it was just his birthday party. It was a collaborative thing. Shout out to Shellhart for that. Virgos, we in the building. Always looking good.
Shout out Virgos.
Shout out to the Virgos. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was just it was a nice a great turnout. That one was also packed. I mean, the New Year's Eve party was just just a celebration of like a celebration of a good year. Everybody came out suited and booted. Ladies look good and everything. Let me not say too much. I am married, so let me chill. Hey, baby. And
shout out to Queen.
Shout out to Queen. Shout out Nicole. Shout out Nicole. Love you, baby. And yeah, it was just a great turnout. We had projectors in there, like to do the countdown and everything. Like it was very exquisite. It was very exquisite.
That's awesome. How do you measure success, and like how are you looking to scale the Culture Junkies like moving on in the future?
That's a good question. So we just measure success by going bigger and doing bigger things. So I mean, the money aspect, that's going to come. We've definitely made some considerable amount of money doing what we've done within the past 3 years. But the bigger we get with this, the bigger the profit margins are and things like that. So we just measure success by people having a good time and really more so the experience we provide for people. It's not really just about the money. I mean, that's good, that's fine, but it's all about the experiences that we provide for people. That's how we kind of like measure success, to me anyway. My business partners may feel differently, but I know I personally feel like when you give people the experience, it goes back to that value. You give them experience that they love, they'll always come back, and that brand loyalty will always be there. So that's what success is to me. But how do we plan on scaling the Culture Junkies? I'll just say stay tuned for that. We have some beautiful things on the way. Some beautiful things on the way. I'm excited.
Any future events that you want to put out?
Yeah. So yeah, more so February 8th. That's the main event right now. Everything
Where's going to be at?
That's going to be at again the Gallery Art Bar at 310 14th Street. Oakland, California. If you need a landmark to know where that is, it's right next to Halftime Sports Bar.
Okay.
In addition, that's right down the street from Complex. So y'all get there. We do have tickets in our bio at the Culture Junkies on IG. Please follow us there. We also have an IG page. Not an IG, I'm sorry, Twitter page, Culture Junkies, CLTR Junkies. We got a whole new website coming soon. We got a lot of things coming, merchandise. We got a lot coming.
And for those looking to get started with throwing events, how do they contact you?
They can contact us. They contact us through our IG. They can also contact me. My IG is bangisme, BANGISME. Go ahead, hit me on the DM. We can talk from there. You guys can also email us at theculturejunkies@gmail.com. Yeah, all of us are very accessible. Our timeline as far as responding back to people is very immediate. So we love to answer any type of questions anybody may have as far as like getting started with events. The one thing about us that people may not realize about us is even when people may not see it, we're always giving back. Like we're always helping people with creating their platform as well. I think that's something that we've been proud to do, and like really just helping out the culture from like our sphere of influence.
That's dope, creating those opportunities. Are there any collaborations that you're looking to make with other people that are throwing events out there?
That's a great question. We actually have some good collaborations coming up. I won't speak on them.
Okay.
But you guys can stay tuned for that. I think for us it's more so brand collaborations with like alcohol companies and shoe brands, and for me at least, other clothing brands and things like that. Like that's where it's like we're trying to scale up to.
Mm-hmm. Any orgs that you want to shout out? Any organizations?
Any organizations we want to shout out? Outside of
venues,
outside of Liege, the Gallery Art Bar. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate Era Art Bar. What else? We definitely appreciate. I know I appreciate some of these venues. I appreciate all of the DJs that's worked with us, from the DJ Shell Hearts, Red Corvettes, DJ Lex Appeal, DJ Big Cali. Who else? Man, so many. H Holla. Listen, don't get me started on that. I'll go all day. I swear. Shout out my business partners, Cameron Burks, Aaron Brown. Shout out my team, Shamari Bell. Who else? Oh my God, I'll be talking all day. That is such an open-ended question. I can run my mouth for years. Who else? Yeah, I'll just stop right there. And shout out to everybody who comes out to our events and have been a part of our events since the very beginning. We definitely appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Continue to rock with us. Everything is going to get bigger from here, and we got some stuff in store for y'all.
Dope. And is there one piece of advice that you want to leave out there for the youngsters?
Yeah, one thing I say is, listen, start focusing on creating your own thing now. There's not an age limit in which there is set in place for you to get started with creating your own thing. You can create your own clothing line. You can, create your own 18 and under type of events. You can, get started with something online, being like an internet entrepreneur and doing drop shipping, social media marketing. Like, get started with creating something now. I'm definitely a huge advocate of entrepreneurship, and I feel like the earlier you get started and the earlier you start failing, the more sooner you start succeeding. So, and also what I would have point out is, to all my people of like the younger generations and things like that, get your money, but also have a plan for how you're making your money and how you're going to grow it. I see a lot of younger cats that are, getting money and doing their thing, but it just goes into material stuff. And while that's cool, you're going to go through that phase like in your younger years, but you don't want to be stuck in that mindset to the point where it's like all you're doing is trying to buy like the latest Gucci sneakers or Balenciaga hoodies or MCM belts and things like that, to the point where you don't have any assets built up, like in your 30s. Like, start thinking ownership. Like, start thinking like how you can make your money work for you. Whether it's like all of the things I mentioned, as far as like being in social media marketing or doing drop shipping or anything like that, to real estate and stocks and bonds. Also, like we started the conversation off with earlier, please focus on your credit. I cannot say that enough. You do not want to be old and having horrible credit. Credit is king. And understanding financial literacy, that's important. It's not about you just getting the money. It's all about scaling the money and making more money, and also maintaining what you have.
That's powerful right there. 2020, credit is king.
Come on, credit is king.
Motivation and advice for the adults out there.
Motivation and advice. Don't be stuck in your ways. Do not be stuck in your ways. I feel like, once you get a certain age, because I'm going to be honest, I'm 32. A lot of people in their 30s don't even want to even admit, what their age is once they hit 30 years old. But for me, I don't care. I'm 32. I'm 32. I'm living a beautiful life. I would just say, don't get stuck in your ways, and don't settle. I understand that, we're in a phase where it's like we have bills to pay, we have families to raise, we have life, that is now like at the forefront of everything. But you don't get stuck in your ways, and don't forget to dream. Like, it's never too late to really accomplish your dreams and really make things happen for yourself. It's all about, staying focused, being focused on what it is that you really want to do over a long period of time, and really executing your plan. Like, nothing is out of reach. I swear, nothing is out of reach. Like, you may think when you get to a certain age, oh, it's over. I can't do that. I have this to focus on. But look at it like this, with the law of attraction, right? Because I'm also big on that. I'm also big on manifestation. What you bring about is what you bring about. So your thoughts and your feelings create your circumstances. So if you constantly feel like, you can't do something because of, oh, you have, these bills to pay, or, you have to take care of, things for your kids and all that type of stuff, the universe will tell you you're right. Because whether you think or can't, you're right. So always, keep that in mind when you're going about an everyday life, and just understand that, keep a positive mindset too. Like, we understand that, there's a lot of things that's going on in life that can get us down and depressed and frustrated, and, make us feel like giving up, but you can't give up. You cannot give up on anything that you want to do, or who you want to be long term. And anybody could change. An old dog could learn new tricks. It's important to always remember that, being an adult, but also understand when your time is up, and when it's time to pass the torch, to the younger generation. Sometimes we do have OGs out there that may feel like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to the torch as long as I possibly can, and I don't want to let it go. Like, nobody of the younger generation is worthy, to have the torch. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And it's important to understand that, we need more generations of success. We need that trail. We need that. So for adults, that's what I would say. And also, take care of your health. That's the number one thing. Take care of your health. Your health is really wealth. Like, get to the gym, work out at least 3 to 4 times a week, monitor what you eat.
Physical and mental.
Also too, that's right. That's part of your mental health too.
Mental wealth, 2020.
Yeah, all of that.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Marquis. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yeah. So this episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Squadcast. Do you have a podcast or looking to start one? Maybe your guests are far away? Don't trip. Squadcast has you covered. Record instant high-quality audio interviews with Squadcast. So thank you for our sponsor. Thank you for Corey, co-founder of the Culture Junkies.
For the culture, by the culture.
Hey, and take care of business. Take care of the executive. We out.
Now, we out.
Peace.
Hey, what else?